think you are may not always be what you imagined, and what you imagine of who you think you would want to be may not always be what's best for you. These two ideas are what has revolved around my experience as a first-generation college student. When I was little, I never really understood how special and unique my story was. I was just going to school like any other kid and also had struggles like any other kid. However, as I grew older, I recognized that my experience as a first-generation college student has really shaped who I am as a person. I have grown in many different ways and in ways that I've never expected nor imagined. So once upon a time, I was a little girl and my parents told me that I had to go to college one day. At that time, I didn't even know what that entailed, but I knew I had to go no matter what. College was never an option for me, it was more of an expectation because my parents wanted me to pursue an opportunity that they never had. As soon as I began my college application journey, I felt as if I was never good enough. I kept striving to be a person that I did not want to be, and all that pressure from my family and peers to do well led me to have insecurities and become doubtful of pursuing a secondary education. I imagined this picture-perfect image of myself of who I wanted to be, a student who had all of the trifecta qualities: intelligence, athleticism, and talent. But trying to be all of those at once really took a toll on me because I became more insecure about my abilities when I couldn't get an A on a test or I couldn't run faster. That toxic energy was eating inside of me, and at that point I did not do anything that I loved, nor did I do anything that I was passionate about. I was trying to seek outside validation to know that I succeeded. I did all of that because that's what I thought I had to do in order to be successful. What I imagined would be great turned out to be not as glamorous as I thought. All of that came at the cost of my own mental health and made me have a lot of self-doubt. Fast forward to coming to college, all of those insecurities were still there. I moved to LA from the Bay Area, and now in an unfamiliar territory, I had no immediate access to my parents or my sister. I was terrified. I questioned if I belonged here. I did not think I was good enough compared to other students who got into this university, and that constant thought of trying to be the best still lingered in the back of my head. However, as I immersed myself within the LMU community, I began to change, and in a good way. I met some of my bestest friends here, and they're the ones that really made me change my perspective on how I should view myself and life. My first real epiphany moment was when I got a D on one of my first exams. When I first got that grade back, I swear I was about to burst into tears. I was anxious, frustrated, and very overwhelmed. At that point in my life, I had not experienced what it was like to have hard written proof right in front of me that I was not perfect. It was a hard thing to swallow for sure. But one of my friends comforted me and explained to me that grades weren't everything. And to be honest, I was puzzled at first because that's all I ever really focused on in high school. That's what my peers kept doing, so I thought that was a normal thing to do, to just focus on a specific number. However, at the end of the day, do numbers really define who you are? Is that number really worth your mental sanity? And at that point, I realized it wasn't. I was constantly burnt out and tired, and all the things that I have imagined I thought I would be flew out the window. I was exhausted and done with that toxic mentality. Sometimes what you imagine may not be best for you. And for me, it was definitely not worth my mental health to kill myself over a grade. Ultimately, that change of mindset has made my life more fulfilling and content. Now, as a senior in college, about to graduate in 6 months, I have learned so much. I've discovered more of who I am as a person and get to be more myself rather than pretending to be someone that I am not. I get to seek validation from myself rather than others and participate in things I actually like and enjoy. Don't get me wrong, I still have a lot of growing to do and I'm terrified of the future, but I'll just see where life takes me rather than fixating on the idea of becoming a certain person. This kind of mindset let me live a happier lifestyle and let me appreciate all of the little things in life. If you told high school me of who the person I'd be today, I would honestly be shocked and frankly weirded out. But if you ask me now, what do you think of yourself? I reply with this same smile and say that I never thought that I'd become the strong, resilient person I am today. I have grown a lot in my college journey that led me to where I am, and for that, I am very grateful for the path that I was led on. I discovered that who I imagined myself to be was not necessarily the best for me, and who I am today standing in front of you was something that I never imagined for myself. And with that, I'd like to end that imagination is a beautiful thing, but sometimes we suffer more often in imagination than in reality.